All right, happy Sunday, Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming, and we are going to take another trip back to the Gridzone. And as I decide what type of project I want to do with this fun new game, I'm doing another exhibition game, and this is a game between Los Angeles and Birmingham. And I picked Birmingham specifically for this game to show how the power factor will come into play. The core teams that come with Gridzone basically are all equal in terms of power, with the exception of Birmingham, which is a little bit lacking. So basically the power factor means whenever the yellow die rolls a 1, which is the difference between Birmingham and Los Angeles's power factor, Los Angeles, whether on offense or defense, will get to roll 2 1d12s and pick the most favorable result for them, which accounts for the greater talent on their team. And again, Gridzone can be purchased from Stone Mountain Press, a wonderful fast play football simulation by Gary Brown. A lot of fun. These games are always exciting and quick to play. Hey, Philip, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're doing well today. So we're going to start it off. Birmingham has won the toss as the visiting team. They're going to go first, and we're going to get right to the action. Let me just get situated. All right, here we go. All right, Birmingham, they are going to run the ball, and Los Angeles will be in a run defense. And single roll there of 7 on the 1d12, and that will be the diamond runner greater than the diamond linebacker. So again, the runners are split up. Birmingham is a run-heavy team. They run a 2-back set, and Amos Reeves is the diamond runner with a rating of 1. And going against the diamond linebacker, it is a 1 for Los Angeles as well. So that's going to be a gain of 1, as his rating is not greater, so he's going to be stood up. And we go on to the next play. So 1-yard gain, and again, this game you get points for each positive play you make on a drive. It is a drive-based game, taking up segments, and when you are stopped at that point, there will be a turnover when you stop for no gain or a loss. So this is going to go to the event chart in a roll of 2. It's going to be a defensive minor penalty, which will be another 1-point gain for Birmingham. So they're off to a not expedient, but I guess adequate start against the favored Los Angeles team. And Al, Red Sox fan, welcome, buddy. Happy Sunday to you. All right, here we go. And Birmingham choosing to go to the air this time. They're going to go on a pass against an X defense with a roll of 1. And the 1 on the yellow dice means we roll 2 1d12s, and Los Angeles is going to take the favorable result. So that is going to be 1 is a diamond D-line, run level 2 or 3. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong chart. Star linebacker, pass level 3, a sack, and grade Poindexter is a 2. I'm sorry, is a 3 at X level. We're going to immediately take that as the favored result. I don't think there's any need to debate that. So that is going to be a 2-point loss back to the 0 zone and a potential fumble, which we'll roll for now. So fumble recovery here, and that is a 6. Defense recovers, and we are going to roll a return. And Los Angeles, roll of 5. It's going to be a 1-point return, and they take it back for 2 points. Actually, I'm not 100% sure there. I think that will just be a safety, my bad. So Birmingham, no points, and Los Angeles is going to get the ball for their first possession, and they're going to start out already with that 2 points for the safety on the return. I'll have to double check that. I'm pretty sure that is the result, though. You don't score defensive touchdowns. Could be wrong. Hey, Arnold Hunter, what's up, buddy? Yeah, this is a great game. A lot of fun to play. Goes real quick as well. Los Angeles So they are going to take a 2-0 lead. All right, Los Angeles, their first possession. Los Angeles is a solid run-heavy team. They have Taylor Craig in the backfield, a 2 run rating and a 2X. All right, and a roll of 6 and a 1. A 1 is a run against an X defense. And the 1d12 is a 10. All right, run level O-line greater than D-line, a gain of 4. So our run level here, you see the run level of the O-line. And actually, Birmingham has a stout defensive line, so it's not going to be greater. And it is going to be a gain of 2 for the star running back with Los Angeles. But that now puts Los Angeles at 4 points, and we are reset for the next play. And option between a deep pass and a regular pass. And we're going to stay regular on this against an X defense. That's really about the only coaching decision you have to make as well. So here we go, a pass against an X defense, and it's going to be a wild play complete, 1d6 plus 1. And we also have to roll for the receiver. So the black, I'm keeping stats with this too, will be the receiver, and that is going to be the star receiver. And 1d6 plus 1 is going to be a gain of 6. And that is going to be a 14-point touchdown for Los Angeles. So they break on top 14-0. And Birmingham has their second possession coming up. So they make short work after the turnover. And I actually do think I did that initial sequence wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and score 2 touchdowns for Los Angeles. I'll have to check that with the rules. I've read the rules several times, and that just is not popping out. So we'll check back on that. Yeah, Gary, I actually talked to Gary today. He's working on a pro set with real players that they're currently beta testing, which will be a lot of fun. I'm going to do some homebrewed teams too after I get a little more comfortable with the game and rate some college teams, which I think will be a lot of fun, which will bring this power factor quite a bit more into play. So here we go. Birmingham now down at 28-0 after the return. And we are going to have a run play against a run defense. And roll of 8 on the 1d20. And that is going to be run level of diamond running back greater than a diamond linebacker. And again, the diamond running back is a 1, and diamond linebacker is also a 1. So that is going to be another 1d6 roll. 1 is a no gain, and 2 to 6 is a roll of 1. And that's what Birmingham needed, not to lose possession. And I'm keeping score on a Excel sheet, which is the reason for the delay there. Just playing with a score sheet to get something I like. And again, we go to the event column and a roll of 8 on the event column. Roll of 1, savage collision, 2 random players stunned, 1 on each side. Credit the gain to the stunned player if applicable. Otherwise, choice player. So that'll be a gain of 1 for Birmingham. And the way stuns work is we'll just roll a die on there. All right, so 1d12, there's actually a chart for stun players. Black will be offense and red will be defense. So for black, the stun player is the star wide receiver, the offensive stun player. And for the home team, a roll of 5. The stunned player is going to be the star DB. Now, the way stunned ratings work here is basically next time one of these players comes up, they're going to have 1 deducted from all their ratings. And then after you resolve the result from that point, it is going to be back to normal in terms of ratings. All right. All right, so Birmingham maintains possession and the drive continues. Bob's Tabletop has joined us. Good evening, guys. All right, and going to the event chart once again, 11 this time, and that's going to be a flag on the offense for illegal contact, so a 1-yard loss for Birmingham, and Birmingham very methodical again, an offensive penalty. So -1, they get to reset. They are on their own 1-yard line or 1 grid line. And Birmingham, it's a 5 and a 5, which is going to be in Birmingham's, we're going to air it out. They're going to go for a deep pass, and it will be against a pass defense. So roll of 4 on the 1d20. And deep pass, quarterback pass level 3, bold throw has a chance. And Birmingham, they're solid on defense, or fairly solid on defense. Offense, not so much. Their QB, Rock Mason, is a 1. So outside of that, we're going to roll a 1d6, and it's going to be incomplete on a roll of 1 to 4 or a 2-point gain 5 to 6. And that's going to be it. And Birmingham is going to turn it over. So they get a single point for that drive, and they are down now 28-1 in what's promising to turn into a rout here in this early action. All right, and that is going to be a stop. So we are in about halfway through this game, and taking over will be Los Angeles with a big lead. They're going to look to grind the clock out here. And again, a very balanced but somewhat run-heavy offense for Los Angeles. A 4 is going to be a option between a deep pass and a regular pass. Actually, I should say Los Angeles is more an air raid style offense. They're going to come back and try and take advantage and go deep on that, and it's coming against a X defense. So deep pass against an X defense on a roll of 7 on the 1d12. And combined pass level QB and star wide receiver greater than 3. That's going to be a 5-point gain. So Adrian Hale is a 1, and star receiver Jake Cochran is a 3 by himself. So that is definitely going to be greater. And Cochran, a 5-yard gain there. And Los Angeles right back down the field they come, halfway towards another 14-point touchdown. And again, if you are wondering the scoring for this game, you get 1 point for every grid you advance. And then if you make it to all 10 grids, i.e. get into the end zone for a touchdown, it is worth 14 points. So Los Angeles, a roll of 1 and power factor come into play. So we get that second 1d12. And it's going to be a X play against a run defense. I'm sorry, against a pass defense. So X offense against a pass defense and a roll of 1. We'll look at that first, DB level 3, star DB level 3. And that is going to be less than 3 stars. DB level 2, you know what? 1 is pretty much all bad. There's interceptions and incompletes. So we're going to go right to 7. And again, this is where the power factor comes into play. Quarterback X level 2 or 3, passes complete, and Adrian Hale is indeed a 2, and that's going to be a 3-yard gain to the diamond wide receiver, which is Roy Greer. So Los Angeles knocking on the door again. They are 2 zones away from another 14-point touchdown and a commanding lead in this one. Now, injuries, stuns and injuries, Philip, come into play off the actual chart results. And they'll come up, not a lot, but a fairly. I think it's about equivalent to what would happen with star players in a real football game thus far. I haven't had an injury, but I've had a few stuns, which add a very cool element to gameplay. So Los Angeles are going to keep the ball on the ground, and it's going to be a run against a pass defense. And again, Birmingham, they do have a good run defense. So we'll see if there are check to the right call here. A roll of 2. Run level, star linebacker greater than star running back. And Craig Taylor is a 2. And the star linebacker, Elijah Stovall for Birmingham, is only a 1. So we are going to get a chance to make something out of this. This is either going to be a stuff on a roll of 1 to 3, which would be a turnover, or 4 to 6 will be a 1-zone gain. And Stovall still fights off the blocker and stuffs Craig in the hole, and that's going to be a stoppage. So on that play, Los Angeles will turn the ball over. However, they still get credit for the 8 zones they moved. And that's going to make the score at this point 36-1. Los Angeles comfortably in front. And again, Birmingham's lack of talent showing up as we reset. All right, Birmingham needs something big to happen here. They are going for the X offensive play, and that's going to be against a run defense. So X offense against a run defense and a roll of 2. X level of a D-line greater than QB and no gain. So star D-line, he's got an X level of 0, and Rock Mason is a 0 as well. So we will go for a shuttle pass, which is going to be complete. And this goes to the circle runner, which here will be the well, that's kind of odd. So Mason's going to shuttle pass that to himself. And 2, and that is going to be no gain. That's going to be a quick stop for Los Angeles. So there you go. So we'll say he shuffled that into a defensive lineman. It bounced back to him. He caught it and was subsequently stuffed. So Birmingham, no luck at all in this one. They are down big, guys. And Los Angeles, no signs of calling the dogs off. We still have our 2 stunned players, by the way. They have not come up again. And Los Angeles, now it's going to be an X against a pass defense. So X offense and a roll of 3. And actually, we get the second dice because of the power factor difference there on a 1 on the yellow dice. So a 3 or 10. X level linebacker, diamond linebacker greater than a diamond runner. So our diamond linebacker is an X2, and our diamond runner for Los Angeles is also a 2. And I think here the second result of a 10, X level wide star wide receiver greater than linebacker. So our star wide receiver, Jake Cochran, is a 2, and linebacker is a 3. That's not going to work either. So Los Angeles potentially stopped here. We're going to go back to the 3 result, which is pass complete, no gain on a 1 or a 2. And that is a 6. That's going to be complete to the diamond runner, which will be Cochran for a single-yard gain. All right, and Los Angeles resets. So if they're smart, they could methodically just kind of grind the clock out here, and 5 is going to be an X result against a run defense, and we didn't need to do that. A roll of 7. And X level diamond runner greater than the diamond D line. So our diamond runner, our X level is Jake Cochran. He's a 2, and our diamond D lineman, John Etienne, is a 1. So that's going to be a gain of 2 on a broken tackle. So Cochran getting into the action as both a receiver and a runner. And Los Angeles now on grid number 3 and moving forward. Yeah, that's the power factor is cool too. With the core teams, of course, only Birmingham unfortunately has less than a 4. But yeah, I'm gonna do. When I talked to Gary today, he said right now he's focused on 1980 pro teams, and he's kind of put the college teams on hold for now until later on in the year, in the summer. So I'm going to try and do some homebrewed college teams and give them some play testing on the channel, see how that works out. So we have go to the event chart flag. That is going to be a defensive penalty, a 1-yard minor, as if Birmingham needed any additional misery. So zone 4 now for Los Angeles and Birmingham. Trying to get any type of desperation stop here. This is going to be an X result against a pass defense. And a roll of 2, X result against a pass defense. X level of star linebacker greater than star runner. So our X linebacker here is Elijah Stovall, and it is indeed. So Stovall, the one bright spot on the Birmingham team in general, busts through. That's going to be a loss of 1 and a fumble as he blows up the option play, smashing Roger Taylor Craig in the backfield. Let's see who recovers the fumble, and a roll of 4. That's going to be a defensive recovery and no return, but a stop. And that's going to end the LA drive and limit them to 3 points. Outstanding play by Elijah Stovall for Birmingham. And he's got to wish he was on another team. All right, so Birmingham now is going to take over. Los Angeles, however, is going to get credit for 3 points still, and it is now 39-1, an absolute blowout. And Stovall, the Birmingham linebacker, screaming at his offense as they come onto the field to get something going here. And it is going to be a Birmingham's going to try and air it out. They're going for the deep ball against an X defense. So deep pass against an X defense and roll of 2. Pass level of star DB. And again, remember, Los Angeles' star DB is stunned. So his pass level, and this is again Sean Norwood, it's going to be reduced to a 1 instead of a 2. Greater than a star wide receiver, and that makes a difference. That stun makes a huge difference as Aiden Dent is a 2, and that is going to be, well, still not out of the woods yet. Oh, it's not. I'm sorry. Roll 1 to, so it's still not out of the woods. 1 to 4 is incomplete. 5 to 6 is going to be a 3-point gain, and Birmingham needs this, and no. So to spike that, Norwood still able to break the play up, and that's going to be the end of Birmingham's possession. And once again, they go down with no points. So they continue to trail in this, and it's starting to get embarrassing for Birmingham as LA is going to come back out and take over. Still a whopping 39-1 lead in this. And it's Los Angeles blowing them out of the water. Thankfully, this is just a preseason game. And again, that removes the stun tokens for both players. So everybody's back to full strength now, and it's shaken off any slobber knockers suffered. Los Angeles, it's going to be an X play, and it's going to come against a run defense. So X offense, run defense roll of 9, and X level of O-line greater than the D-line. And that is indeed the case, 4-3. That is going to be a gain of 3, a clean sprint through the hole for Taylor Craig, who again was blown up last time Los Angeles had the ball. This time he gets 3 squares. And Los Angeles, once again, points on the board early in this drive. As we are heading down towards crunch time, it's not going to make a difference. Power factor, again, is going to come into play. So 1 die is an 8 and a 2. And deuces, it's going to be pass defense against pass offense. And a roll of 2, D level, star D line greater than star O line. Pass level of 1 for Travis Hanna and a pass level of 2 for Cody Bridges. So that's not the case. The other alternate result would be incomplete. Los Angeles does not want that. And again, the power factor coming into play here, it's going to be a 2-point gain. And we will roll to see who caught that. And that is going to be 3, the diamond receiver. So there you have the power factor making a huge difference. Is wide receiver 2. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. That's the running back, Taylor Craig, on the catch. All right, so Birmingham just can't buy a break in this game. It has been ugly from the get-go for them. All right, a 5. It's going to be, again, the X offense going up against a pass defense. So X offense in a roll of 2, X level of star linebacker greater than star running back. And there you go. Elijah Stovall once again taking it upon himself. Blows through the hole, a loss of 1 as he strikes Taylor Craig, and another fumble. Ball is on the ground. 4 or more. Defense has it, and they're going to get a return out of this. And actually, I saw on the table, I'm going to go back and fix it. It is a safety when a return goes all the way back. So 4 on the return, that is going to be a 1-point return. That limits the total gain for Los Angeles for that segment to a total of 3 points, as that will be a 1-zone loss for Taylor Craig. So Craig has had a very inconsistent day for Los Angeles, but they still managed to get 3 points out of that. And going back on the offense is Birmingham now. And we will see if Birmingham can make something happen. So the amended score, as I noticed my earlier faux pas, it's now 30-1, as if that's much better. But Birmingham is still trying to think they have some type of hope. It's going to be a run play, probably not the best thing to call, trailing by 29 points. But run against an X defense, and run against an X defense with a roll of 4. So roll a 1d6 again, 1 to 2, no gain, and 3 to 6 is a gain of 1. And the way Birmingham is playing, surprisingly, they get a gain out of that. That's going to be the diamond runner, which is Amos Reeves, running back number 2 for Birmingham. And that's the first time they have scored since their second segment. So 1 point, Birmingham resets. Rock Mason, the very mediocre quarterback, brings him up to the line, barks out the signals. It's going to be a run call against a run defense. Birmingham apparently just wants to get out of here at this point in time. A roll of 10, a run level of the diamond O-line greater than a diamond D-line. So our diamond O-line is Grant Atkins. He's actually a very good run blocker, has a value of 2 against Ike Trammell, who is also a 2. So that, unfortunately, is not greater. But it will be a gain of 2 anyway, as Amos Reeves stumbles ahead for 2 zones after hard contact. And we have entered crunch time, which means Birmingham can run. Basically, they get the plays are the same, 1 segment per play, but if Los Angeles gets the ball, they can run 1 play and waste 2 entire segments. All right, so Birmingham now resets, and this is their best drive of the game. It's going to be too little too late, however. And Bob, when we were play testing this, I created a tiered league with relegation and promotion, and power factors were great for separating those teams for each league. Hey, Roger, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Yeah, I agree. I think the power factor, again, especially in the scenario you were doing, really adds a fun factor to the game and makes sure the results for your top-end teams versus low-end teams are very much appropriate. So Birmingham, let's see if they're finally going to put the ball in the air here, and they have an X result, and that's coming against a run defense. So that might pay dividends for them as we go to a 4. And X star linebacker greater than a star running back rushing. And Leroy Dittman, he is one bright spot on the Birmingham team. He does have a 3 there, and Poindexter is only a 2. I'm sorry, that's X level of linebacker greater than star running back rushing. So it's actually going to be 3-3. Still not greater. And then we roll a 1d6 to get the result. It's either going to be a gain of 1 or a 2 by Dittman. And that's going to be a 1 segment gain. So despite the fact that, again, it's going to be too little too late, at least Birmingham is putting together a semblance of an extended drive, and they're going to not go down without a fight, as they've been out of this from the get-go. It's going to be a run play once again for Birmingham against an X defense. And roll of 7. And our circle runner, which is the QB, run level greater than the circle D line linebacker. And that's, well, actually, that's not going to be the case. Rock Mason is a 1 and Bodie Glass is a 2. It's going to be a gain of 1 as Rock Mason sneaks ahead for a single yard. And Birmingham continuing to move the ball, but again, I think they just want to get out of here with a reasonably moderate beat down. And roll a 6, we're going to the event chart. 10, that's going to be a flag on the offense for illegal contact, -1. So that negates anything. And this is going to be actually the final play of the game, barring a penalty or a safety. So here we go. And in hurry up, Birmingham down here off the hurry up chart, and it is going to be, still doesn't make a difference. They still run the ball against a run defense, stellar. And a roll of 2 on that chart. Run level of star D line greater than star O line. And Elias Perry is a 2, and Tanner Welch is only a 1, so that's not going to be the case. Roll a 1d6. 1 to 2 is no gain, and 3 to 6 is a gain of 1, which is going to do absolutely 0 at this point. It's going to be a 1-yard gain, but that's going to run out the clock. So Birmingham, I guess, achieving a moral victory there. Not really sure what the purpose of that was, but I guess they didn't want Los Angeles to score again. So that is going to be 1-yard gain for Dittman, and that's going to do it, folks. 5 points for Birmingham in the final segment. And your final score from Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Express, we will call them, going back to the old USFL days, against the Birmingham Barons. How about that? A 30-6 beatdown in this gridiron or Gridzone Turf War exhibition game. So a lot of fun with this game, and let's check up on the chat. Hammer Time, hey, welcome, buddy. Yeah, no, when did you order your game, Hammer Time? Gary, like I ordered, and Al's in the chat, thanks to you, Al. I ordered Dice United today, and that's what I was chatting with Gary. He said that will go out first thing Tuesday, of course, tomorrow being a holiday. So, yeah, if you ordered last week, it should already be in the mail to you. His turnaround, his shipping turnaround is usually within 24 hours. Yeah, Dice United looks like a really interesting game. Bob's Tabletop Sports really is nice to pair with to another soccer game. I use it with. So interesting how you do that. Do you do the segments with the timing with Dice United, and then do the individual segments with Soccer Blast, Bob? Because I also have Soccer Blast. I hadn't thought of pairing the two. Thursday night. Yeah, so you should have it Tuesday then, I would imagine. Because I ordered this. I ordered Gridzone here. Well, it only took, and I live close to where it ships from. I'm a state away, but I got this within 2 days. So I would think you would have it Tuesday at the latest, very latest Wednesday if there's problems with USPS. But yeah, Gary's always real quick with his shipping. So anyway, this is a fun little game, guys. I put the link to stonemountainpress.com in the video description. Check it out. Gary does a lot of great games. His 3 sports games are Legends of Boxing, which is, of course, his the oldest of the 3, and a very good boxing simulation. And again, you know, we are brothers in game design, not competitors with our boxing game. Gary actually ordered Glory Days Boxing, and once I get through rating, I'm going to order Legends too. And in regards to that, I specifically have not ordered Title Bout 2 or Legends of Boxing while I've been rating my fighters for Glory Days, for one simple reason: I do not want to be influenced in any way by other games with what I do with my ratings. You know, and I think there's a tendency maybe to, well, I don't think that I would, obviously, but just to avoid any tendency of taking a shortcut there. So that's why. But got Gridzone from Gary, and looking forward to getting Dice United, which was just ordered. Both very fun games. And Gary, he likes to flexibility in his games too, which I'm a big believer in. And the reason he did this, again, so it could be a living game season after season, plays quick so you can put leagues together and keep a career league going over extended seasons without having to buy new team cards and whatnot every year. So really great concept to the game. And again, a lot of fun to play. It's exciting from start to finish. So there you go. Bob's, I play all Arsenal matches using Soccer Blast. Oh, cool. All right. So you kind of use Dice United then as I guess, a quick play simulator, which actually is a pretty unique idea, because I've heard some people can get through a game of Dice United in 10, 15 minutes, depending on how the rolls go. 20 minutes is probably outside for a match. And this game plays pretty quick too. Playing offline when I'm not, when I can put all the charts in one place and spread them out. I'm kind of cramped in my video space here, but and obviously talking to the chat and stuff too. But yeah, offline I get through a game of Gridzone in 20 minutes or less. And I played 3 games last night within just over an hour. So really quick and easy to play. I'm going to play some with these basic teams for a little bit. I want to get kind of a good idea. I'm going to look at the college teams from this past season, Hammer Time, and come up with some parameters to apply ratings, you know, figure out who's the star. And we'll just use like Alabama as an example, right? So Devontae Adams would be the star wide receiver. He'd be a 3 passing and probably a 2X. And again, I'm just really going off the top of my head. Maybe a 1. Jalen Waddle would be, Los Angeles would be a better comparison here. Jalen Waddle would be, and only due to the fact that he was injured, they're both going to be drafted, obviously, in the NFL. But he would be the diamond wide receiver in this case, and he'd probably have a 2 pass, 1X, and maybe a 2 run, something like that. So I'm gonna figure out a way, taking into account yards per catch, touchdowns maybe for the X factor, and then obviously rush yards and rushes yards per carry for the run factor, and come up with a system there to rate some college teams. And then also team-wise power factors, I'll probably go low end, 1 up to maybe 9, which I think is the range that Gary uses off the top of my head. So I'll do that to create, some power teams and some lower level teams too, and do some play testing there and see how it works. The toughest part there is going to be rating the lines for some of the different teams, which is going to be more, I think, subjective, obviously, because there's no stats really outside of, you can find sacks allowed, and in some places you can find knockdowns, but that's not too common of a stat either that's, readily available out there. So yeah, that's how I'm going to do it. But anyway, guys, hey, thanks to everyone for stopping by. And again, this is a great game from Stone Mountain Press, Gary Brown. Check it out. Our final score from Los Angeles, once again, is Los Angeles Express 30 and the Birmingham Barons taking the old USFL teams 6, a beatdown. And the star of the game for Los Angeles really was wide receiver Jake Cochran, which is what we thought coming in. So, guys, if you don't mind, on your way out of the stadium, hammer that like button for me, and we'll be back with some, right now, the three main things. I'm going to have this on the channel some more. Dice United, probably towards the end of next week. We'll do an unboxing and a sample game of that. And, of course, we are finishing the 1908 National League pennant race with Fall Classic Baseball in an exciting three-way race between the Cubs, Giants, and Pirates. I'm playing out all games for all three teams from September 23rd, which is the infamous Merkle game, through the end of the 1908 season. So thanks to stop by. Roger Ward, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. And, of course, Arnold Hunter, my good friend, good to see you back in the chat. Philip Reynolds, check out his new channel. And Al Red Sox fan, as always, he has the Dice United game up from earlier today, so check that out. It caused me to buy the game. And again, thank you, Al, for that. And I think I'm really going to enjoy it, though. Bob's Tabletop Sports, good to see you again, my friend. Hammer time. Thanks to everyone for stopping by. Hope you all have a great night. And we will see you later. Anthony with Bleacher Bums Gaming. Stay young. Keep rolling, fellas.